Hey guys, so I've got my assessment tomorrow at 3 o'clock, or I guess it's like 3:15. Hopefully everything goes well. I was supposed to have a therapist meeting yesterday and with the same company, and unfortunately there was an error and she didn't show up to my meeting, which at first was devastating. I was like, why is this therapist just not showing up to my meeting? I waited like 10 minutes and I was like, okay, I gotta go because I'm at work. Like, I can't just sit here and wait for somebody. But then she calls me later on. She's like, oh my God, there was a mistake on the app. Like, they booked it on her calendar for, I think it was like 2 o'clock, and my calendar said 12 o'clock. So whatever, we just rebooked and everything's all good. But I have been working through some of my assessment forms. Like I said, I can't remember how many there is total, but I think there's like seven, I don't know, total. But anyways, today I did 3. I kind of printed them out a little bit, so that way, I printed a couple pages out so that way I could talk to you guys a little bit about it. Because if I was going off by memory, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be stumbling and slurring over my words more than I usually do. So the 3 tests I did today was, so the first one was a psychiatric, am I saying that right? Psychiatric mental health intake form. So that one, where is it here? So the questions for that one were very basic. It was like, what kind of medications do you take? Have you ever had therapy? Are you suicidal? What else here? Oh, they also asked you if you've had any head injuries with follow-up appointments. I didn't know how to answer that one. I answered yes. Doesn't allow you to make comments, but I answered yes because years ago I was in a really bad car accident and had 18 stitches in my forehead. And the only follow-up appointment I had was to take the stitches out. So I don't know, I guess I can talk to her about that. But yeah, medications, prescriptions, what vitamins you're taking, past medications, if you've had any serious illnesses, injuries, what else here? So general health stuff. So it asks, like, are you using alcohol, caffeine, cannabis, cigarettes, Tylenol, recreational drugs, antibiotics, any history of being violent towards animals or people, adverse reactions to immunizations, you're pregnant, do you exercise, are you exposed to toxins? I was like, well, we kind of are daily, so I did put yes to that. I don't know. Oh, they also ask like what your typical diet is. So for breakfast, what do you typically have? Dinner, snacks, what do you typically have for beverages? They probably want to make sure you're drinking lots of water, which I'm definitely not. There are some comment boxes just to put like notes for the nurse. They also ask like where you live, what's your pharmacy, are you attending counseling or anything like that. And then they just have a whole bunch of like policy stuff, cancellation stuff. So that one was a lot to read. The next one I did, it was an AASRS questionnaire, so an adult ADHD self-report scale. So it was just, I think it was 18 questions of just like general ADHD questions. So for example, the first question was, how often do you have trouble wrapping up the final details of a project once the challenging parts have been done? And they want you to answer never, rarely, sometimes, often, or very often. Most of these were very often. It's like, when you have a task that requires a lot of thought, how often do you avoid it? How often are you distracted? How often do you feel restless, fidgety? How often do you have difficulty waiting your turn in conversations? Like, there's a bunch. Has anyone like ever pointed out these issues to you? If you want to know what the all the questions are, feel free to send me a private message and I can send them to you. Because if you're going through assessment, I don't know, for me, I always like to know what's to be expected, or what to expect. And then the last one I did, what is this called here? So this assessment is called, it's a PHQ-9. I don't know what that stands for, but it's basically like a depression questionnaire. So out of 0 to 3, they ask you questions like, do you feel tired all the time? Do you feel down, depressed? Do you feel bad about yourself? Do you have troubles concentrating? Are you suicidal? Do you think about suicide? And then they want you to answer either 0 days, several days, more than half the days, or nearly every day. And this is for a 2-week period. So again, if you want to know all of those questions that they ask, feel free to send me a message. And what else do we have here? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So tomorrow I'm gonna take, well, I guess I have to take all the rest of the questionnaires. And there's one here, it's like autism, Asperger's diagnostic scale, generalized anxiety scale, the Weiss functional impairment scale. There's a few, so it's kind of scary. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know why. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know. For years, I just thought this was like personality or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, no, your brain chemicals aren't jiving. So yeah, fun times.